It's October, and we all know what that means. Pumpkin spice lattes, sweaters, candy, costumes, and corn mazes to your heart's desire. But here in the US, it's also LGBT History Month, and we thought we'd celebrate by telling you a bit about a match made in gay music heaven. Hi. Welcome to the Listener's Guide. I'm Steve, and I'm sure many of you know this by now, but I am all about celebrating diversity in classical music. Whether it be race, gender, sexuality, or any number of other characteristics, I really think we can and should do a lot more to celebrate our differences. It's especially important to me because there are so many people throughout history who have tried to get involved and have been shut out by not being rich, straight white men. And this did cause a lot of problems for some well-known musicians, as we will see in the story of Benjamin Britten. Benjamin Britten was an English composer born in 1913. He's best known for his highly celebrated operas Peter Grimes, Billy Budd, Albert Herring, Turn of the Screw, and A Midsummer Night's Dream, among others. These are some of the most popular operas of the 20th century, and certainly among the most popular, if not the most popular, in the English language. However, they're also important for another reason. They're all deeply informed by Britten's experience as a gay man in a country that wouldn't legalize homosexuality until the end of his life. Britten was born to a middle-class family and had a somewhat difficult childhood. He was an unassuming child with a knack for music, and that made him a target for abuse and bullying both by his classmates and his elders. As he became aware of his homosexuality, it caused him a lot of anxiety and shame. In a society that repressed same-sex behavior, his urges expressed themselves in a lot of unhealthy ways that he came to regret later in life. But in 1936, the young composer met a talented tenor by the name of Peter Pears, and they gave a few successful recitals together.
Here she hath lies put on bowling, the darling of our crew.
They hit it off really quickly and became roommates the next year, though nothing romantic developed until they traveled to the United States together in the early 1940s to escape the devastation of World War II. Britten wrote many works for Pears, but the most notable are several leading roles in his operas, including the title role in Peter Grimes. In this story, Grimes is a fisherman whose apprentice dies in an accident. With no witnesses, the town gossip mill runs rampant, and even though he's found innocent, nobody believes the decision. The real reason he's so mistreated then is not because of his actions, but because the town people just believe there's something wrong about him. He internalizes this hatred, and by the end of the opera, is driven to suicide. Britten's contemporaries understand this as a reference to homosexuality and his persecution for being different. Says the Grove Dictionary of Music, "It was a feat to get the audience to identify with an allegorical figure easily interpreted as the homosexual, and to locate the problem as one of society's vicious treatment of difference. The opera also laid bare the paranoid nature of society's scapegoating someone wrongly felt to be threatening, and it questioned the operation of violence in which everyone is brutalized, not merely aggressor and victim." Now, as dark as that sounds, the opera was a huge success, as were those that followed. Both Britten and Pears found success in their fields, but especially when working together. They continued to travel together and find new ways to influence music in an increasingly tense political atmosphere, and that wouldn't have happened if it weren't for their romantic partnership in a time when that simply wasn't allowed. So now that you've heard about Britten, we want to hear from you. Who are your favorite gay musicians? Let us know in the comments or send us a message on Facebook, Tumblr, or Twitter. Thank you to those of you supporting us on Patreon, and if you want to see our episodes early and get special access to content, including upcoming projects, please do consider donating on our Patreon page. And we'll see you next time on The Listener's Guide.